You know that feeling, like you're just constantly juggling everything, work, family, trying to keep
Oh,
on.
definitely. It's pretty much the modern condition, isn't it?
Yeah. Endless tasks, things pulling you everywhere. It's overwhelming.
It really is. And our source material for today, this workbook, points out it's not just you. It's the sheer amount of stuff, daily tasks, relationships, work demands, even just the news cycle.
Exactly. Which is why we're doing this deep dive into mindfulness for stress, anxiety, and emotions.
Uh-huh.
It suggests mindfulness as a way through that chaos.
And it's not some new fad, right? It's actually a
Yeah.
very simple, practical strategy, been around for ages.
Okay, yeah. So it's not trendy, it's old wisdom.
That's right. The core ideas have really deep roots, thousands of years, actually. But the way this workbook presents it is very much for, us now.
Okay, let's unpack that then. What is mindfulness, basically?
Well, the workbook defines it really clearly. It's about intentionally focusing your awareness
Okay, on what?
on whatever's happening for you right now, in this present moment. Your thoughts, feelings, what your body's doing, sensations.
Okay. But the key part is,
The key is without trying to change or control it, just noticing with this attitude of like curiosity, openness.
so not getting stuck worrying about the future or replaying the past, just being here.
Exactly that. We spend so much time lost in thought.
Hmm.
Mindfulness is about gently bringing yourself back to now. It's the only time we actually have.
Right. And this workbook, it gives actual exercises of ways to practice this.
Oh, yeah, it's super practical. It's split into two parts. First, we'll look at exercises you can weave into just your everyday life for finding a bit more calm day to day.
Right.
And then the second part dives into using mindfulness to better understand and manage our thoughts and emotions, our inner world.
That sounds really useful. The goal being less stress, more balance.
That's the idea, to give you some real, accessible tools.
Perfect. Let's jump into part one then. Mindfulness for everyday calm. First up, mindful breathing. Sounds fundamental.
It really is. Often seen as the cornerstone. It's basically just paying attention to the physical feeling of breathing.
Like the air going in and out, your chest moving, that sort of thing.
Exactly. The workbook suggests finding a comfy spot, focusing on those sensations: chest, stomach rising and falling, maybe the air at your nostrils. Pick one as your
It's
anchor.
an anchor.
Yeah, something to come back to when your mind wanders, because it will wander.
Oh, constantly.
Right. So the practice isn't about having a totally blank mind. It's about noticing you've drifted off and then gently, kindly guiding your attention back to the breath.
And it suggests starting small, like 3 minutes.
Just 3 minutes, yeah. Very doable. And a great tip is using those little moments like waiting in line or at a traffic light for a quick check-in with your breath.
That's clever. A mini pause button for stress.
Precisely. It can really help regulate things.
Okay, so breathing is key. Next is the body scan. What's that involve?
The body scan is more systematic. You bring your awareness bit by bit to different parts of your body, usually starting at your toes and moving slowly upwards.
Head to toe, basically.
Yep. Toes, feet, legs, torso, arms, hands, neck, face, head. Just noticing any sensations you find there: warmth, tingling, tension, coolness, anything.
Without judging it.
Exactly. No need to label it good or bad or try to change it. Just noticing. The workbook suggests maybe 5 to 10 minutes for this one.
Gives you time to really check in with your body. Release a bit of tension, maybe.
It can definitely help with that, increasing body awareness and letting go.
Okay, breathing, body,
Mm-hmm.
now senses. The 5 senses exercise.
Oh, this one's great for grounding yourself, especially if you feel anxious thoughts creeping in.
How did it work?
You just consciously notice 5 things you can see right now, then 4 things you can touch or feel,
Okay.
3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and finally, 1 thing you can taste.
Like a little sensory checklist.
Kind of, yeah. It pulls your attention right into the present moment, away from worry. Again, non-judgmental observation is key.
And it's quick, too. 3 to 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And the tip is to notice small details you might usually ignore. The texture of your chair, a distant sound, the color of something nearby.
Anchoring yourself in reality through your senses. Makes sense. What about mindful walking?
This is about turning a simple walk into a mindfulness practice, instead of being lost in thought while you walk.
Which is usually what happens.
Right. You tune into the actual sensations of walking. Your feet on the ground, the rhythm, the muscles moving, your arms swinging.
So you focus on the physical act itself.
Yes. Pick an anchor sensation, maybe
Yeah.
your feet connecting with the pavement. Then you can gently expand awareness to your surroundings, sights, sounds, smells as you move.
How long for this one?
5 to 10 minutes is suggested, and try it in different places, a park, a busy street. Notice how the experience changes.
A good way to integrate mindfulness into movement. Okay, next. Mindfulness of sounds.
This is simply opening up your awareness to the sounds around you. All of them. Near, far, loud, quiet.
Without judging them, like not getting annoyed by the traffic noise.
Exactly. You try to observe without the labels, so instead of that annoying car horn, it's just a loud sound.
Just letting sounds be sounds.
Pretty much. Find a comfy spot, tune in for 3 to 5 minutes, try it indoors, outdoors. It helps you stay present with whatever the soundscape is.
Reduces the stress associated with sound sometimes. Okay, I like that. Now, mindful eating. This one feels important.
It really can be transformative. We tend to eat so mindlessly, don't we? On the go, distracted.
Guilty.
Yeah, most of us. Mindful eating is the opposite. It's paying full attention, slowing right down.
So how do you do it?
Find a quiet place if you can. Take just a small piece of food. First, just look at it. Notice its colors, shape. Smell it. Touch it. Notice the texture.
Really examining it.
Then put it in your mouth. Chew slowly. Really notice the taste, how the texture changes. It takes longer, maybe 10 or 15 minutes for even a small amount.
Wow, that's a commitment. But I can see how it would make you appreciate food more and maybe notice when you're actually full.
It's definitely, it reconnects you to the whole sensory experience and your body's cues. Big contrast to rushed eating.
Okay, one more in this section. Mindfulness of chores. Can you really be mindful washing dishes?
You absolutely can. That's the whole point. Turning mundane tasks into moments of, well, maybe not joy, but presence.
Oh.
You pick a chore, washing dishes, folding laundry, sweeping, and you just pay full attention to it. The movements, the sensations, water on your hands, the feel of the fabric, the sound of the broom.
Engage your senses, basically.
Yeah. Notice the details. And if you think, ugh, I hate this, just acknowledge that thought, that feeling, and gently bring your focus back to the physical sensations of the task.
So focus on the doing rather than just wanting it to be over.
Exactly. Shift from the outcome to the present moment of the action. 10 to 15 minutes is suggested.
Okay, that's a really solid set of tools for daily life. Now, part 2 shifts focus, right, to thoughts and emotions.
Yes, this part is about using mindfulness to navigate our inner landscape, which can sometimes feel pretty stormy.
Tell me about it.
So, the workbook starts by acknowledging we have thousands of thoughts a day. Some are neutral, some feel good, and some bring up difficult feelings.
And we tend to get stuck on those difficult ones.
We do. We get tangled up in them. And that's where this idea of cognitive diffusion comes in.
Cognitive diffusion.
Yeah, it's a key concept. It basically means creating some distance between you and your thoughts. Learning to see them as thoughts, just words, images, mental events, rather than absolute truths or commands.
So you don't get rid of the thoughts, but they have less power over you.
Exactly. You step back and observe them, like watching clouds pass. It reduces their impact, stops them from controlling your actions and feelings quite so much.
Okay, that makes sense. Less fusion, more observation.
Precisely. And then we move into emotions. We all have them, the whole range, good, bad, ugly, as they say.
And we often try to avoid the difficult ones, right?
Yeah.
Push them away.
We do, or we react impulsively because of them. The workbook stresses the importance of pausing when a strong emotion hits, using mindfulness to create space so we can choose a more helpful response instead of just knee-jerking.
And it reframes those difficult emotions.
Yeah.
Sees them as signals.
Yes, that's a really helpful perspective. Maybe sadness points to a loss, anger to a boundary being crossed, fear to potential danger. They're not necessarily bad, just informative, part of being human.
Every emotion is valid.
It uses this great analogy. Life is like a roller coaster. Ups and downs are inevitable. You can try to avoid the ride altogether to stay safe from discomfort, but then you miss out on life. Or you can learn to ride the waves, the ups and downs, with more skill and resilience. Mindfulness helps you do that. Be present with the feeling without getting totally wiped out by it.
Okay, so how do we practice that? The first exercise is naming the emotion.
This is simple but powerful. It's about tuning in and just putting a label on what you're feeling, with curiosity, not judgment.
So just asking yourself, what am I feeling right now?
Exactly. Get comfy, tune inward. Maybe it's anxiety, frustration, joy, calm. Just name it. Notice where you feel it in your body, and then just allow it to be there for a moment.
Just allow it, not fail.
Just allow it 3 to 5 minutes, and be kind to yourself if the label isn't perfect. The act of naming itself creates a bit of space.
Right, makes it an it rather than just me.
Precisely. Next is physicalizing your emotion. This sounds like taking that naming step further.
It does. It's a cognitive diffusion technique.
Yep.
You take that emotion you've noticed and imagine it as a physical object.
A physical object. How? You focus on where you feel the emotion strongest in your body. Then you imagine, what color is it? What size? Shape? Is it heavy? Light? Hot? Cold? What's its texture? Is it moving or still?
Wow, okay. Creating a whole sensory image of the emotion.
Exactly. And then you imagine making space for that object within you, maybe breathing into it, around it, with some compassion. The goal isn't to get rid of it, but to allow it, observe it from this slightly distanced perspective. Maybe 5 to 10 minutes for this one.
That's a fascinating way to shift your relationship with a feeling. Okay, next. Letting your thoughts flow by.
Another great diffusion exercise. This uses the image of a flowing river.
Okay.
You picture yourself sitting beside a gently flowing river. As thoughts come into your mind, any thought, positive, negative, random ideal, you imagine placing each one on a leaf.
I'm watching it float away.
Exactly. Just watching it drift downstream. You don't grab it. You don't push it away. You just observe the flow. Let the river carry the thoughts.
For how long?
At least 5 minutes is good. And if you get caught up in a thought, just notice and gently return your focus to the river and the leaves. It really highlights how thoughts just come and go.
You are not your thoughts. I like that. Then there's passengers on a bus. What's this metaphor about?
This one's quite creative. You imagine you're driving a bus,
Okay, I'm the driver.
and all your inner experiences, thoughts, feelings, urges, memories are the passengers on the bus.
Uh-huh. Some nice, some maybe. Difficult.
Exactly. Some might be anxious, some critical, some demanding your attention, telling you where to go or what to do. Maybe some are quiet and pleasant.
So what's the practice?
You acknowledge the passengers are there. You notice what they represent, but you are the driver. Your job is to keep driving the bus towards what matters to you, your values. You don't have to argue with the passengers or kick them off. You just let them be there while you stay focused on the road.
So acknowledging inner stuff without letting it hijack your actions.
That's it. Again, at least 5 minutes. Be non-judgmental towards your passengers. They're just part of the journey.
That's a really useful image. Okay, dropping an anchor in the storm. This sounds like an emergency technique.
It kind of is. It's a grounding technique for when emotions feel really intense, overwhelming, like an emotional storm.
What do you do?
First, acknowledge the storm. Wow, this is really painful, or I'm feeling overwhelmed. Notice where you feel it in your body. Then you deliberately anchor yourself by reclaiming your body. Feel your feet flat on the floor. Press them down. Notice your hands, maybe wiggle your fingers, clench and release your fists. Feel your arms, your legs. Connect with the physical.
Okay, getting really physical.
Then engage your senses, like the 5 senses exercise. Notice things you can see, hear, touch right now. Stay grounded in your body and senses while acknowledging the emotion is still there. You're anchoring yourself so you can ride the wave without being swept away.
A quick one, 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah. And the tip is key. Practice this when you're calm so it becomes familiar and easier to access when you actually need it.
Good point. Practice makes prepared. Next, loving kindness. This sounds different, warmer.
It is. This practice focuses on cultivating feelings of warmth, kindness, and goodwill towards yourself and others.
How does it work?
You get comfortable, maybe focus on your breath for a moment, then you silently repeat phrases like wishes. First for yourself, may I be filled with loving kindness, may I be well, may I be peaceful and at ease, may I be happy.
Okay, sending kindness inward.
Yes. Then you extend it outwards. Bring to mind someone you love or care about easily. Repeat the phrases for them. May you be filled with loving kindness.
Right.
Then maybe someone neutral, like someone you see casually. Then maybe someone you find difficult or have conflict with. This can be challenging but powerful.
Sending kindness even when it's hard.
And finally, you broaden it out to all beings, the whole world. You just offer the phrases and notice any feelings that arise without forcing anything. 5 to 10 minutes.
Consistency is key, even if you don't feel it immediately.
Exactly. It's the intention and the repetition that gradually cultivates those feelings.
Beautiful. Okay. Create your safe space. This is visualization.
Pure visualization, yes. You create a mental sanctuary, a place where you feel completely safe, calm, secure.
Does it have to be real?
Nope. Real, somewhere you'd like to go, or totally imaginary. Whatever feels truly safe and peaceful to you.
And you use your senses.
Yes, that's key to making it vivid. Close your eyes, imagine being there. What do you see? Hear. Feel on your skin. Smell. Taste. Really immerse yourself in it.
How long?
5 to 10 minutes. And the workbook suggests revisiting it mentally whenever you need that feeling of safety and comfort. It becomes your inner refuge.
A portable sanctuary.
Yeah.
Nice. Last one, weather in the sky.
Another great perspective-shifting visualization. You imagine yourself as the vast open sky,
Okay, on the sky.
and your thoughts and emotions are like the weather passing through that sky.
Clouds, sunshine, storms.
Exactly. Sometimes it's calm and sunny, pleasant thoughts, feelings. Sometimes gloomy and overcast, low mood. Sometimes stormy, intense anger, fear.
And the sky just holds it all.
The sky just holds it all. It doesn't become the storm. The weather passes, it changes, but the sky remains. The practice is to observe your inner weather, your thoughts and feelings like clouds drifting by. Acknowledge them without judgment, notice they're temporary, and don't get totally caught up.
So recognizing you are the container, not the fleeting content.
Beautifully put. At least 5 minutes for this one. It fosters that observer perspective, that sense of spaciousness around your experiences.
Wow. Okay, so that's 15 really distinct, powerful exercises we've covered from this workbook. It's quite a toolkit.
It really is. Techniques for everyday calm and tools for navigating those trickier thoughts and emotions. It really drives home that mindfulness isn't about achieving perfection.
Right. It's a practice, a journey.
Exactly. It's about showing up, noticing, accepting what's here in the present moment. The workbook encourages just starting with 1 or 2 exercises you like.
Build consistency gradually.
Even just a few minutes each day can genuinely make a difference over time. You really do have the tools now to start exploring.
And to help with that consistency, the workbook provides worksheets, doesn't it?
Yes, really practical ones. There's a weekly log for tracking your practice, a monthly progress tracker, a goal-setting sheet, an emotions tracker, and one for integrating mindfulness into daily life.
Sounds super helpful for keeping yourself accountable and seeing progress.
Definitely. And there's a link provided, mindfulnessworksheets.carrd.co, where you can find printable versions.
Great. We'll make sure that's clear for everyone. Card is carrd.co.
Right. They're great for supporting the journey.
And if you want to go even further after working through these exercises.
The workbook also lists additional resources, books like Thich Nhat Hanh's The Miracle of Mindfulness, apps many people know like Headspace or Calm, podcasts like The Mindful Kind, websites like mindful.org, loads of avenues for deeper learning.
So plenty of support out there.
Absolutely. This deep dive gives you a fantastic foundation, and those resources let you build on it.
Well, this has been incredibly insightful. As we wrap up, the main takeaway really seems to be that this is an ongoing practice, isn't it? A path towards maybe a bit more peace, a bit more balance in this hectic world.
It truly is. It's an adventure in self-discovery, really. And hopefully this exploration has given you not just the tools, but also the encouragement to start or continue your own practice.